Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the next Lieutenant Governor of the state of Minnesota, Tina Smith.
Thank you. I was dancing to Happy over here, so I'm a little breathless. So thank you so much. It is so great to be here with you. Distinguished chairs and delegates, I am honored to accept your nomination for Lieutenant Governor. And I'm also honored to ask you to join me in thanking our wonderful Lieutenant Governor, Yvonne Pretner-Solon, for her service. So, I am here today with my husband, Archie Smith, who, as far as I can tell, has been making friends with everybody in Duluth this weekend. Archie makes me look like a shrinking violet. And so if you see a really happy guy with a mustache come up to you and say, "Hi, I'm Tina's Archie," you'll know who he is. That's what that's about. So almost exactly 30 years ago, my brand new husband, Archie, and I moved to Minnesota. We didn't have much besides jobs, and we had kind of a beat-up orange car. The car was great with one exception: it had no defroster. So that first winter, we were the kids, 30 below zero, windows open, hair blowing in the breeze, as we try to keep the ice from forming on the inside of the car. But, you know, we had great educations, about $50,000 in school debt, and a lot of plans. So we settled down, we bought a house in St. Louis Park, and had two little boys. Yay, St. Louis Park. We had two little boys, Sam and Mason, that are now very big boys. And I found my life in Minnesota. It started when I got involved in local campaigns. And my first big campaign was a state Senate race in St. Louis Park. This was back in the day when the good people of Senate District 46 St. Louis Park, Hopkins, a little bit of Minnetonka, they thought they were Republicans. And we helped them see the light. Yeah, we need you again, Senate District 46. We need it. But I loved it. And we'd gather together in a dilapidated old campaign office off of Highway 7, grab our door knock lists, and we'd go out and talk to people. And the people I met in St. Louis Park were really not that much different from people all across Minnesota. They paid their taxes and they paid their bills. They volunteered at school, they coached basketball and baseball, they watched out for their neighbors, and they hoped for a little bit of time away at the lake. Some were new to Minnesota, like Archie and me, and some had been there for generations. Some were new Americans. But delegates, families like these, people like these, all across our state, they are the reason that we are here today. These are the people that Mark Dayton has been fighting for the last 3.5 years, and these are the people that he has been fighting for his entire life. You know, for too long, there wasn't anyone in the governor's office who had these folks' backs. But that changed when Mark Dayton was elected in 2010, and we cannot let it change back. So we're here today to talk about why we need to re-elect Mark Dayton. And I speak with some experience on this, because over the last 3.5 years, I have served the governor as his chief of staff and now as a candidate for lieutenant governor. And in that job, I've seen things. I have seen how one party was willing to shut down the entire government because to them, compromise was a dirty word. And I've seen how, when we got our DFLers back in the legislature, that we were able to make real progress. And think about it. We took a $6 billion deficit and we turned it into a $1.24 billion surplus. We put money in the rainy day fund and we paid back all of the money borrowed from our schools, all of it. We made our tax system more fair and we lowered taxes for 2 million middle-class Minnesotans. We gave our kids all-day kindergarten, early childhood education, a tuition freeze for our students at public colleges and universities. And together, we said that every single Minnesotan has the right, the opportunity to marry the person that they love. Delegates, this is progress worth fighting for. And I've seen how this progress is making a real difference in people's lives and giving them a fair shot at their dreams, whether it's a better job, whether it's a better education, or whether it's a safer community. I listened to a student at the University of Minnesota, Duluth. So he works between 2 and 3 jobs, and he's not complaining. He doesn't mind. He's optimistic about his future. But I can tell you that tuition freeze is helping him and helping his family, and he's well on his way now because of it. I've listened to the women of steel, the great women from the United Steelworkers District 11. Over here, there we go. And I've seen firsthand how hard the members of the United Food and Commercial Workers, Local 1161, work at that Swift pork processing plant in Worthington. I talked to a great-grandmother in St. Cloud who asked me to thank the governor for the work that he did to make sure that the people who take such good care of her and the nursing home where she lives are going to earn a little bit more. And I heard from a small businessman in Worthington. So Bill has been in business for over 40 years, and healthcare costs were killing him. And every year, the health insurance companies would change the rules again. And he said, thanks to Minn, his healthcare costs are going down hundreds of dollars a month. And Bill has a wife who is a survivor of cancer. And he said, thank you, because I never need to worry again about whether my wife is going to have the health insurance that she needs. I ask you, do you think that this is progress that is worth fighting for? Because I need to be honest with you. We have a fight on our hands here. And today, the state Republican Party is meeting in another great Minnesota city, and they are down there trying to figure out how to defeat us and how to turn back the clock on the progress that we've made. And their message is simple. They say one-party DFL rule is ruinous. Okay. So they claim that raising the minimum wage kills jobs and is bad for families. In fact, they have a candidate who says no one is trying to raise a family on the minimum wage, and if they are, they have no business having a family. Well, we believe that raising the minimum wage is a pathway to the middle class and is good for our economy. They claim, that's right. They claim that the Women's Economic Security Act basically gives special privileges to women, and that the people who support it are whiners. Well, we believe that women deserve equal pay for equal work. They claim that state government is a beast that needs to be starved. Well, we believe that teachers and snowplow drivers and corrections officers and probation officers and scientists and administrative assistants and all of the great people who make this state work deserve our respect. So, the thing is, we know who our leader is in this fight. We know who he is. This is a governor who is not afraid to speak the truth, even if sometimes it makes people uncomfortable. He is a leader with passion and conviction and a wicked sense of humor. This is a governor who has given out his home telephone number to, at last count, roughly 10,000 people. How many people in this room have the governor's home telephone number? Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Our governor often quotes our old friend Paul Wellstone. And Paul said, "We all do better when we all do better." We say that together. We all do better when we all do better. Now, this is the value that brings us together today. It is the value that is at the core of what we are fighting for. Delegates, we have made so much progress, but we have so much more work to do. And so, I'm here to tell you today that this governor, our governor, is ready to keep on fighting. And the only question I have is, are you ready to help him get this done? Do you think that this is progress worth fighting for? Yeah. All right. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you our great governor, our next governor of our great state, Mark Dayton.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So for those of you who don't have my home phone number, do you have a pen? 651-201-3468. I live alone with two German shepherds. They don't know how to answer the phone, so you either get security or get me. 651-201-3468. Yeah. It was 38 years ago, right here in Duluth, that I attended my first DFL convention. Since then, I have worked for and worked with many outstanding political leaders who stood at this podium before you and previous delegates. But I've come to realize that the people who really make the DFL, who make this a great party, are not standing up here. They're you, sitting and standing out there. You are our DFL party. You define it, you lead it, you make it successful or not. So when I look back on my 38 years of DFL conventions, I see the faces of many remarkable women and men who gave tirelessly of themselves to support our causes and our candidates. And I am proud to have stood with them and with you. We, the Minnesota DFL, are the party of Norm Larson, a farmer in Nobles County, who believed, as I believe, that farmers deserve to earn above parity prices for their production and that the health of our entire state depends upon a healthy farm economy. We're the party of Nellie Stone Johnson, an African-American woman who believed, as I believe, that everyone should have the same opportunities to achieve the American dream, and it is our job to secure and assure those rights. We're the party of Bert Henningsen, a gay man from Ortonville, who believed in, as I believe, in the divine perfection of every human creation, and that each one of us is entitled to the same constitutional guarantees, including the right to marry the person we love. We're the party of David Rowe, former president of the Minnesota AFL-CIO, who believed, as I believe, in the right of all men and women to organize themselves and bargain collectively for better wages and working conditions. We are the party of Michael Arlington, an activist confined to a wheelchair, who believed, as I believe, that access is for everyone. We are the party of Patricia Torres-Ray, Herb Fong, Rena Moran, and Susan Allen, DFL leaders who believe, as I believe, that all Minnesotans are entitled to representation in our legislature. And we are the party of Paul David Wellstone, a great DFL activist who became an even greater United States Senator, who believed, as I believe, that the purpose of government is to help the helpless, to protect the unprotected, and to ensure social and economic justice for all Americans. These women and men, their lives, their causes, and victories are our great legacy. We stand upon their shoulders and others like them as we build our party even stronger and better able to serve the people of Minnesota. This is a great time to be a Democrat in Minnesota. Aren't you proud to be a DFLer? Yes. I couldn't hear you. Yes. I sure am. And it's a great time to stand up proudly for all that we've accomplished and to compare ourselves and our policies and our platform with those of the Republicans. Compare the last two DFL-led legislatures with the previous 2 years under Republican majorities. Despite a looming $6 billion deficit in 2011, Republicans refused to raise income taxes on Minnesota's wealthiest citizens. They preferred to cut $2 billion from higher education, health care, and human services. They're ready to make another $1.5 billion in even more brutal cuts, or borrow another $1.5 billion from our schools and our future, or allow more steep property taxes, so that all of that, or any of that, they preferred to protecting the richest Minnesotans from paying their fair share of taxes. They also found the time to pass 2 horrible constitutional amendments and 57 bad bills that would have become bad laws, except I vetoed them. Well, with your support, we survived those 2 years. Then, thanks to your hard work, we won tremendous DFL victories in 2012. So next January, we went to work, a DFL legislature and a DFL governor, and we produced what I had promised: progress. In the past 17 months, we have enacted early childhood education, all-day kindergarten, 2-year tuition freezes at the Minn and University of Minnesota campuses, marriage equality, a $9.50 minimum wage indexed to inflation. Strong anti-bullying legislation. high income taxes on the wealthiest 2%. Statewide property tax relief. Landmark renewable energy legislation. Elimination of the entire $2.8 billion school debt. An honestly balanced state budget and Republican deficits turned into DFL surpluses. That's a pretty good beginning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Republicans said that if we raised taxes on the rich and closed corporate loopholes, we would ruin our state's economy. Instead, businesses have added 145,000 jobs in Minnesota during the last 3 years. We have more jobs in Minnesota now than ever before. We have the 5th best GDP growth among the states in 2012. The Gallup Jobs Index ranked us number 5 in 2013. And Forbes magazine said we have the 8th best business climate. We have helped finance business expansions all over the state. Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Agco in Laverne, New Flyer in St. Cloud, Magnetation in Virginia, 3M in Oakdale, Hormel Institute in Austin, Segatis in Hoyt Lakes, Price Mechanical in Maple Grove, Access Clinical in Dilworth, Shutterfly in Shakopee, AAR Corporation in Duluth, Toro in Bloomington, Baxter in Brooklyn Park, WFSI in Sauk Rapids, and 3M in Maplewood, to mention just a few. We partnered with businesses to make major projects happen, which the Republicans would have rejected. The football stadium in Minneapolis was controversial, yes, but some 7,500 Minnesotans are going to have jobs building it over the next couple of years. And almost 3,000 of them will be minorities. Another 1,000 construction workers will build the office, retail, and residential complex right next to the stadium, where over 5,000 people will work and hundreds more will live. Those projects will revive a declining part of downtown Minneapolis. We partnered with Mayo Clinic to build a destination medical center in Rochester. Without immediate and enthusiastic state support, that incredible project would likely be underway somewhere else. It'll bring some 30,000 new jobs to Minnesota over the next decade and further enhance Mayo's world medical preeminence. And my terrific running mate, Tina Smith, made that happen by maneuvering that legislation through the legislature in 2013, and they liked her so much they appointed her chair of the Destination Medical Center Board in Rochester. I guess she heard the speech before. Our latest bonding bill will bring desperately needed water to Worthington and Laverne in southwestern Minnesota. The area's Republican legislators gave it lip service. We gave it $72 million. Republicans' problem is that they're against everything. They have a one-word political vocabulary: no. No. But that no means they're against progress. And oh, how it upsets them to see Minnesota getting better. Well, they're going to have a lot more to get upset about. Because we're not only going to keep making Minnesota better, we're going to make Minnesota the best. As it has been and still is in so many ways. We're going to make Minnesota the best place to live, the best place to marry the person you love, the best place to raise a family. We're going to make Minnesota the best place to start a business, grow a business, or go to work for a business. We're going to make Minnesota the best place to go to school, get a world-class education, and develop the skills you need for success. We're going to make Minnesota the best place to breathe the air, to drink the water, and to catch fish in it. We're going to make all that happen, and so much more, by working all of us together for a better Minnesota. To accomplish it, we're going to need a strong DFL team. I've been blessed for the past 4 years with the terrific Lieutenant Governor Yvonne Pretner-Solon, who has capped an outstanding career of service to Duluth by serving our entire state. Minnesota voters willing, I will work for the next 4 years in partnership with another extraordinary woman, Tina Smith. As Chief of Staff, Tina took on the toughest tasks and excelled at all of them. She will be a fantastic statewide leader. To make Minnesota the best, we need the best possible legislature, and that means a DFL-led House of Representatives to join our DFL Senate. That is absolutely crucial. Our DFL legislators have stood strong for us. Now it's our turn to stand strong for them and get them all reelected. And also reelect our terrific Attorney General, Lori Swanson, State Auditor, Rebecca Otto, and a new terrific Secretary of State, Steve Simon. Who has big shoes to fill, replacing our outstanding Secretary of State, Mark Ritchie. Is he still here? He heard the speech before, too, I guess. We also need the very best partners in Washington. That means we need to re-elect Senator Al Franken, to rejoin our sensational senior Senator Amy Klobuchar, who give us the best Senate team in Washington, and 5 outstanding House members, Colin Peterson, Betty McCollum, Tim Walz, Keith Ellison, and Rick Nolan, and preferably more. To work together with them. To win them all, to make Minnesota the best, we, all of us, have to give our best. We need to support our terrific DFL chair, Ken Martin. One way to find out who's not up here is to introduce them and see. And Associate Chair Marge Hoffa. We need to help our congressional district, county, district, and campaign leaders. We need to all pull together to support our entire ticket and lead our DFL party to victory. The people of our country and our world need us to succeed. The people of Minnesota need us to succeed. There can be no regression to Republicans' redressing of the past. There's only moving ahead to even better than before, toward the best it's ever been. And it all depends on us. Thank you very much. You're all invited to the Franken Dayton Smith party at the Radisson starting at 7:30, and the drinks are on now.